indeed.
Now, knives, machetes, a crossbow and guns are among the items some road workers claim they've been threatened with while simply doing their job.
It's a really shocking report for you, this. New figures obtained by the BBC show 541 cases of abuse like that towards highway staff in England between 2020 and 2023, prompting calls today for a crackdown on abusive drivers, as Ben Moore tells us.
There's no friends there. Are you backward? Are you backward? Friend? There's no friend here.
It's a dangerous job, like the physical side of it. And then you've got all the abuse side of it, which makes it 10 times more dangerous.
I don't think anybody that works in Roadworks hasn't experienced road rage or abuse from members of the public.
This is the reality of the day job for our road workers.
The abuse can vary from swearing to physical to one time someone actually pulled a gun out on me.
Sinead had just been laying out cones to close a road when she encountered an irate motorist.
We'd put our lane closure on, just shut one lane of traffic, and he was like, "What do you do?" like that at me. And then with that, he unzipped his jacket and pulled a gun out on us and held it in my face. You just kind of freeze. You don't really know. It's like a pinch me moment. Is that real? So then I rang the police, and then armed response were there in minutes, and they were fantastic. And yeah, he got caught, so. You'd have one on the back, unstacking the cones. You'd be this close from traffic, putting it out onto the road.
Sinead has been a road worker since she was 18, and she's now in charge of a crew.
I thought I was fine after it. You feel like you become quite numb to these situations because they happen on a daily. But now, every time I go anywhere, I'll take my vest off, just to make yourself feel less of a target.
And Sinead is not alone.
I've seen a lot of stuff. I've been run over, objects being thrown. We get urine, dirty nappies, bottles.
The M25 A3 junction is one of the busiest set of roadworks in the UK. 270,000 cars pass through here every day, and heavy traffic makes tempers fly.
No, it's getting worse. We're seeing more and more cars on British roads, and we're seeing a lot more anger and rage when people are driving. We've been doing this a long, long time.
Even during this interview, the cones seem to be a problem for one driver.
Did you see that guy?
He just come over the curb.
He just came through the cones.
Yeah, that's a common occurrence. The people just don't care. They just want to get to where they're going.
An industry awareness campaign says there were more than 2,000 reports of road worker abuse in England last year.
No one cares about us, if that makes sense. Like, no one actually cares about road workers.
Brenton was overseeing roadworks in Southampton when a van driver was refused access to a road. The situation escalated quickly.
I could see the gentleman literally hitting my colleague with a bat, and we managed to get the gentleman off our colleague and restrain him. And then we found out afterwards that he didn't actually live on that road. He just didn't want to drive the 2-minute diversion to get around.
Brenton says there's often an added, uglier dimension to the abuse.
I hear someone racially abuse me, and I let it go over my head most of the time, but it still hurts. It still hurts. It's going to hurt anybody.
They are the kind of intermediary that we can see when we're in our cars and we're feeling cross and agitated. And I think there is something special about happens in a car where you feel separated from the world, and you can turn into the worst version of yourself.
Psychologist Jane Ogden's office is just down the road from the Surrey Roadworks. She often has to queue through them too.
I mean, there are simple things that you can do. You can listen to music, you can listen to a podcast, you can listen to the radio. But I think the most useful thing is just to tell yourself that there's actually nothing I can do about it. I've just got to sit here.
Offences committed at roadworks aren't limited to abusing workers. Even driving through the cones could have serious consequences.
Lane incursions is where people ignore road signs and directions and drive through road closures, which has literally caused road workers to die for safety and is so dangerous. There really is no place to hide because you will be detected and traced through your vehicle if you're not arrested at scene.
Even though experiencing abuse seems to be part of the job, these workers say they'll still be fixing and improving our roads.
It's a job that excites me, it thrills me. I like building things, I like construction things, but I shouldn't have to come to work and suffer that kind of abuse.
Everyone's like, I couldn't do it, and I think You can, but you shouldn't have to do it. Like, you shouldn't have to put up with that.
Why do you still do this job if it's so dangerous?
Because I love it.
Ben Moore, BBC News.